Hello, everybody. Dave Neal here, stand-up comic and host of Bachelor Nation News. We've got a couple videos coming to you today. Just released our Claire Crowley video, and we'll be previewing Michelle's season of The Bachelorette, which begins tomorrow. Because of Michelle's season of The Bachelorette, there was a launch party, a premiere party with Michelle, Tayshia, and Kaitlyn, who are the co-hosts of her season, and some others. So we'll get into all that, but it created a little bit of a controversy this morning. As you know, I peruse the Reddits, I peruse the internets, and I see what topics people want to talk about. And this is on the sensitivity scale of 7 out of 10 as far as, let me try not to mess this up. All right, let me try to educate myself and others and have a difficult conversation about blackfishing. Blackfishing, commonly perpetrated by females of European descent, white, which involves artificial tanning, spray tanning, and tanning booths, and using makeup to manipulate facial features in order to appear to have some type of black African ancestry. The general point of blackfishing is for a female of European descent to appear of African, Arab, or Hispanic ancestry. So that's the accusation levied against Kaitlyn Bristowe, our Canadian co-host Kaitlyn Bristowe, from members of the Bachelor community, Bachelor Nation, and the Bachelor People of Color subreddit. So the question is this the an egregious misuse of filters, Instagram filters? And I'll test one of them out to see. I'll show you my white skin and show you what the Instagram filter does. Or is it just somebody sort of ignorant to the actual term blackfishing? To the idea that people are trying to, co-opt other cultures, this or that. And when do you cross the line, I guess is the question. The gray area. It's easy to say that blackface is crossing the line. Absolutely. It's easy to say Rachel Dolezal, who identified as African-American when she was raised as white, crossed the line to gain sort of notoriety in the NAACP. I mean, we'll get into her story. We'll get into Nicki Minaj, who was on a new video, a musician's track, who's also accused of blackfishing yesterday. Jessie Nelson, who is a British singer who is accused of overly tanning. Now, if you're a white person or if you're just someone like me who goes, oh my gosh, this is too far, what are you even talking about? I just urge you to listen, because I can't properly understand or empathize what someone else might be feeling, who feels like their culture is being co-opted or taken over or popularized or monetized. I can't possibly understand that. So it's important to have grace for other people of different backgrounds, both whether it be their skin color or ethnic background or from a different part of this world. It's important to have a little grace there, because you can't possibly know what other people are going through. So let's get right into it. Do me a favor, hit the like button and subscribe if you enjoy these types of conversations. Very difficult to have, but very interesting to have when it comes to, I don't have any children, but God knows if and when I do, they will not be putting these filters on their Instagram. This is absurd. God, whether you believe in him or not, is sitting up there in the clouds going, I created you in my image. I made beauty. You were already beauty. What are you doing? You don't need but then you could argue, well, God created man created Instagram filters. And Instagram filters make us look better. So who knows? You guys can go in either direction here. So here's her stories. We'll share a few stories, and then I'll share a little bit more on blackfishing and some of your comments of what you guys think about all this. Now, and also, I have to also say, the conversation about what someone does to their body to change their look, that's not exactly what this conversation is. If people want to comment saying, oh, Kaitlyn was different when she was a kid, she grew up, she's gotten lip injections, probably Botox, lip injections, whatever else work done. Everyone's allowed to do what they want for their own bodies. Absolutely. That's not really what this conversation is. It's more about the, overuse of filters and or makeup to appear to look a little bit different. So here we go. Let's see what we have here. Post a few of these stories. There she is. And of course, these are obviously filters. I'll show you this filter. I took a photo in this filter. It's obviously ridiculous. So there they are. We got Tayshia. Serena's in the house. Our Canadian friend Serena. Reserved. Some sort of bachelorette brunch they did.
It's me, Kaitlyn Bristowe. Do you remember me? I was there for you for the whole season, and I'm here to say good luck for your premiere, even though you don't need it. Everything you've done this whole time.
All right, so it's Michelle's premiere. There they are. Girls run the world, taking their photos, doing their things. Anything else we need to show? All right, girl gang, the whole deal. All right, there they are. Now, let's go into the sort of Reddit accusations. Blackfishing or something else. And then the comments, I just tried this filter on myself. I'm dark and it made me darker and slimmed my nose and jawline. Kaitlyn, a spokesperson for Raw Beauty Talks. Okay, what's the filter name? I want to try it and look it up. It's called Serial Vintage. All right, so your boy tried Serial Vintage. Now, here's my face. No filter. I just took this photo. Lighting's pretty good. I'm on the green screen. You know, I could probably use, could maybe steam it up a little bit, some wrinkles on the green screen. But then here's with the filter. Now, to me, it's actually not a crazy amount of difference. But then again, I don't have any makeup on. So if you start off with a bronzer, I guess, and your boy, makeup artist Dave, I don't know much about this, but if you start off with a bronzer that's already darkening your face and then you use a filter, it could be a combination of the two. But as far as slimming the nose, I mean, I got a big schnoz here, and I don't think it's slimmed anything. As far as jawline goes, it's hard to tell with me right here what this filter is doing. But for sure, darkens the skin, removes the wrinkles, it almost like widens the eyes a little bit right here. You see how it kind of like widens the eyes? So there's a whole lot of things going on there. Try the filter yourself. Some people have. So anyway, and then of course someone posted this, 3 beautiful women of color. This is why I love humor, right? Because humor can be used to call out BS, and obviously they're making fun of Kaitlyn here, the sense that she's not a woman of color, but due to the bronzer and filters, some might be surprised. Mods, please give us a very tan flare. So this reminds me of Tarte Cosmetics came out with foundation that had a terrible shade range. When they got dragged for it, they claimed that they planned for a winter launch when people aren't tan. I didn't even want the fact. I mean, this is the truth here, like people's skin colors change. Some people, my fiance, she goes out in the sun for 3 days on vacation. She's five different skin shades. So that's absolutely something that can happen. So here's Kaitlyn's response. No filters, no flips. This was her response to Filtergate, which is going on, where people were saying this is ridiculous. But of course, it's not just the filter we're talking about. It's a combination of filter, makeup, and I guess, Blackfishing, the definition said changing your lip size and things like that. At what point is it something you're doing for yourself versus co-opting someone like a different stereotype, really? So here she is. Some of the comments: Facetune, too much dark foundation, yikes, no. Blackfishing, wish you knew you were pretty enough to post pics that actually look like you. This is okay. Look, and again, this is where the wrecking ball can go too far, because I'm not here to judge Kaitlyn. I'm not. It's not my place. I don't know what people do with their body. The last thing this world needs is another man judging a woman's appearance. Not happening. I just try to support my own fiance and people in my circle and say, I think you're beautiful how you are. And if there's anything you want to have done, I'm here to listen and hear what you want to talk about. But at the same time, again, this isn't about necessarily work that is done so much as what that might say to others in different cultures if they feel. So, because what happened is this. This is what came out yesterday. The Nicki Minaj and Jessie Nelson blackfishing controversy shows how black culture is abused. Who has the power to define black narratives? Too often, it's non-black celebrities who play with images of blackness and then discard them. This is from later in the article. Just as troubling as the use of these stereotypes is the fact that the endless love of black culture they are supposed to convey dries up when the performer uses them, becomes a bigger star. That, of course, undermines the claim that they were merely intended as tributes rather than exploitation, all while reinforcing that black culture is less than and disposable. Think of Miley Cyrus. In 2013, the former Disney star was looking to rebrand. She released a hip-hop album, Bangers, and called her style choices in that era a dirty South vibe, a little Atlanta. Yikes. Bangers went platinum. But Cyrus then left the hip-hop scene, blaming racist stereotypes about rap music being too misogynistic and materialistic. After making money off the aesthetic of hip-hop culture, she essentially rejected an entire complex genre for being uncivilized. Can you imagine saying, you just want to go a little Atlanta, and then you just... I mean... Whether or not that was her intent, that it is of question, but boy, it doesn't look good when you look at it in hindsight like that. So Jessie Nelson, originally a member of popular British girl group Little Minx, and by the way, I mean, talk about how old I feel. I don't know anything about any of this. She was with the help of American star Nicki Minaj, provides a guest rap verse for the song. Minaj is also aiding her defense against accusations that the music video shows Nelson engaging in blackfishing. Blackfishing, when non-black individuals alter their appearance to try to appear more black for profit, with that profit often coming from regurgitating stereotypes about black people, is on display throughout the video. The production features colorful wigs, white individuals in dreads, gold teeth, and hoop earrings, all in an attempt to replicate early 2000s hip-hop culture. Yeah, I would say gold teeth and hoop earring. I mean, I don't know about hoop earrings, but gold teeth and dreads. If that's not, I mean, it's one thing if like, it's like, hey, this is my look I always have, versus like playing a part. The costumes decorate Nelson's generic auto-tuned R&B track about loving the bad boys, the ones her mother distrusts, the ones with them tattoos and them gold teeth that make her feel like a baddie. In the video, Nelson, a Caucasian woman, has skin the same color as Minaj, a much dark. And by the way, I mean, a Caucasian woman can have the skin that's the same skin color of someone who's of mixed ethnicity or black. Absolutely. We all come in a range of skin colors. That shouldn't be the accusation. Is that being used to profit? Is that being used to exploit? The video features several and other aesthetic choices associated with the black community. And I must say, obviously, this is thin ice to talk about, but it's worth talking about because it's one thing for the BIPOC community or other communities to talk about issues that affect them. It's another for people like myself who have a curiosity for these issues to talk about it as well, because I don't live it through all the daily microaggressions. I don't live it through the moments where I go, if this wasn't brought up in comment sections in the community I cover, Bachelor News, I wouldn't think twice about this. It wouldn't cross my radar. And is that called ignorance? Absolutely. Of course it's ignorance. It's ignorance because it's a problem that doesn't come to your doorstep. When the charges of blackfishing erupted, Minaj jumped to back Nelson, stating that singers tan a lot, and that's different than when someone comes out and pretends to be black. Now, of course, it is true that there is a varying difference between someone who's literally pretending to be black or wearing blackface versus what you might call blackfishing to be more on the microaggression level, in the sense that it's a little bit of this, it's a little bit of that, and adding all up, it can make people feel, like their culture and their sort of identity is being exploited. The controversy around Nelson's video spotlights a much larger issue than a mere difference of opinion. It's a question: who has the power to define black narratives? So we already read that part, and of course we have Rachel Dolezal. If you aren't familiar with this story, pretended to be black, charged with fraud. For years, Rachel Dolezal led a secret life in the Pacific Northwest. Her friends believed she was a black woman with a passion for African American issues. Others saw her as a vocal civil rights leader who later became the local NAACP president in Spokane, Washington. So this story was fascinating because in this story, I believe it was like her parents who like released her photos to be like, she's not who she says she is. So, and it's important. We live in a society where we trust people when they tell us who or what they are. So this is the photo which has been circulated of Rachel Dolezal as a child or as a kid. Your typical pilgrim outfit photo, this Quaker casual. Every kid had this. It's like the same material they use on your Thanksgiving dinner, placemats or whatever. Anyway, and so clearly, obviously, she, it's. Like I said, we already know how that kind of case went. So you saw me. This is just a filter alone. I don't think it's just a filter that's a problem, but the filters do present a problem. The only time you'll ever caught me dead using a filter is if my fiance's using it and she pans over to me and then the filter. You ever have that where the filter just jumps on your face and you're like, I look good, all of a sudden. But the point of that is to say that there are separate issues at hand here. There's the issue of what is, as an influencer, what sort of realistic images should we be okay with you setting as you kind of like have a big following. When it comes to Kaitlyn, we've got, this is where, the photos that initially drew the scrutiny, because everyone in Bachelor Nation was like, girl, you look great, you look amazing. And then someone in the comment section was like, can we not normalize this alien culture? This is like alien face, which is like the button little chin and the kind of look that's happening there. And we've seen it in different cultures. That it's not just blackfishing. They have other terms for trying to appear more like an Asian culture, mixed ethnicity. So it's at the very least an interesting conversation to be had, and there needs to be respect paid for people that do feel like it has sort of violated some of their their beliefs with their own identities. Let me know what you guys think, but I do ask just to leave room for the Holy Spirit, leave room for grace, because if someone feels a certain way about an issue and that person's different than you, because we're all different, you have to respect that that's the way they feel. Okay? Makes sense? All right, let me know what you guys think, and we will have more content coming your way. Tomorrow, live streams before and after Michelle's season premiere episode. So we'll be out here all day long, so make sure that you don't forget to hit the subscribe button, like this video an odd number of times, and you can go to patreon.com/Dave Neal if you want extra bonus content. All right, bye, everybody.